Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking and welcome to another episode of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. And today I will be your host. And in this episode, since we're now at the beginning of September, it's time to start a new beginning since we did an episode at the end of August of 2024, but now we're beginning of September 2024. Only 4 short months to go until 2025, as we know. But in this episode I thought couldn't think of anything, but as quickly as I could once I got back from event attending, because I was event attending on the 1st of September, thought I'd get this episode done, which will be called Let's Talk Cats. And what I mean by Let's Talk Cats is because of this book. It's a childhood book. I've got a nice little mini square book, which I've had, which was kindly bought for me from my parents when I was only a little boy. I've had this book since I was about 9, something like that, so I was a very little boy since I had this book gifted to me from my parents. It was bought in a charity shop, this book, just to say. Cheaply bought, and I love this book. Even to this day I love this book, and that's why, hence the episode, it's going to be called Let's Talk Cats, because the titling book, Cats Up Close. It's a book I love so much. Cats Up Close by Vicky Croak. Vicky Croak wrote this, that's the author. I cannot thank Vicky Croak enough for this book. Brilliant, about cats. What do we do when we look at cats up close? Jeweled eyes, slender, sleek, strong bodies, affectionate, trusting souls. Independence, sophistication, a spirit both wise and we seek her. Whether the cat by our side is a long hair, short hair, tabby, or tortoiseshell, we experience the same reaction, enchantment, mysterious and elegant, playful and tender. Cats are the most beguiling creatures our species has brought in from the cold. But throughout history, cats have been a conundrum for societies, secretive or sweet, solitary or sociable, spiritual or sinister. Physically, cats have not changed very much at all, but our perceptions of them have. Unlike the dog, one of the earliest domesticated animals, cats came to us relatively late, but they have more than made up for lost time quickly, taking up position not just in our homes, but in our hearts. And we have marauding rodents to thank. It was the advent of agriculture, and with its stores of grain, that brought us our sophisticated and predatory pals, probably more than 3,000 years ago. It is believed that the African wild cat was employed in ancient Egypt to dispatch the mice and rodents of the Nile Valley, who were siphoning off harvested grain stored in silos. The ancient Egyptians did not stand a chance once they had lived with these dazzling creatures. They were spellbound. The cats adored by the ancient Egyptians were very much the cats we adore today. Art from this time depicts the cat just the way we see it in our living rooms, although then there were perhaps a bit more pomp surrounding the celebration of these feline. The Egyptians worshipped a cat goddess called Bastet. She rode a chariot drawn by other cats. Most of us can imagine our own cats choosing others from the neighborhood to be harnessed. That snooping little calico from Oak Street, the big burly Tom from the backyard. Bastet was a powerful goddess closely related to the sun god Re. Cats roamed a stone temple built in their honour, and devotees studied from their behaviours for signs and signals from the great goddess herself. We can again identify with these ancient Egyptians when we study our own cat's behaviours for signals. The salmon supreme or turkey giblet tonight. Give me a sign. In life, cats we loved. In death, they were mourned. If the household cat died, everyone in the Egyptian family would shave off their eyebrows. But being worshipped is not always what it's cracked up to be, particularly in the 20th century. In the United States, 55 million pampered cats have homes, while millions of others, unwanted, are euthanized every year. In Egypt, though the cat was held sacred, thousands were sacrificed and mummified. In one great temple, about 300,000 of these cat mummies, accompanied by a sort of bag lunch, mummified mice, were discovered just before the turn of the century. Over several centuries, Bastet became more popular and powerful, drawing hundreds of thousands of promiscuous pilgrims to festivals celebrated with drinking, feasting, and wild sexual orgies. This history, along with nocturnal wanderings, reflective retinas that cause their eyes to glow in the dark, and a cat's natural pride, read as haughtiness, may have led to a shift in public opinion. Cats experienced dark times in medieval Europe, where they were linked to sorcery and witchcraft, and persecuted for hundreds of years because of this association. Though anti-cat hysteria began as early as the 10th century, the last cat known to be executed for sorcery in England died in 1712. And though we now understand what great companionship and solace cats can bring to the elderly, this precious relationship was misunderstood and destroyed during the Middle Ages. An old solitary woman who communed with cats was always suspected of sorcery. Black cats were especially singled out during witch hunts, and the superstition surrounding them still exists. In the United States, a black cat crossing one's path is supposed to be mean bad luck, but in England it portends the opposite. The trouble passed by without touching you and is good luck. Throughout even the darkest times, writers remained cats' allies, as both shared a love of solitude and quiet. For example, Trecento Italian poet Petrarch, who inscribed one of his cat's grave marker, prescribed on his cat's grave marker, "I was the greatest passion, second only to Nora," and 16th century French essayist Michel de Montaigne, "When I am playing with my cat, who knows whether she has more sport in dallying with me than I have in gaming with her, remain loyal, and this relationship has continued through countless generations. Cats have gracefully made the transition from quill to laptop computers." Keats, Tennyson, Hardy, Twain, Kipling, and Collett loved cats and wrote fondly about them. It will come as no surprise to anyone who has witnessed the breathtaking athleticism of common cats, the ultra-macho writer Ernest Hemingway, who was a true cat lover. And he is hardly alone. It is that sleek muscularity that attracts so many of us. Despite domestication, cats have changed relatively little. We do not see the marked physical differences between the wild and domesticated varieties that we do in other beasts of burden. Just try applying that term to your cat. More than any other domesticated species, our little Muffy and Lulu can survive on their own. The ball of fluff purring on your warm lap knows very well how to snag a meal from the great outdoors, whether in a meadow or on the mean streets of Manhattan. In those deep, gorgeous eyes of azure, blue or emerald green or warm amber, we can glimpse the wild with acute night vision, hearing tuned into high-pitched sound and a sense of smells 30 times better than our own. Cats are built for predation. Whether country or city bound, cats who are allowed outdoors establish territories. I think we'll leave it at that for now. Got a little marker to put it in so I know where I am next when we continue. This is just the first part of Let's Talk Cats. The next part and the next episode of the Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats series, it will be Let's Talk Cats Part 2. I love cats, as lots of you know, and I know there are many of you who absolutely love cats too. And some of you on here are cat owners by and large, as I already do know, but some of you may not know already that some of my friends and followers who view my content are cat lovers, as am I as well, just to share with all of you. But thanks everybody all indeed for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next episode. Ta-ta, another time. Good night, and may your God go with you. Have a wonderful evening and stay safe everybody, as Trevor Colt would so cautiously advise. Goodbye, and may your good wishes be bringing you great expectations of happiness.